everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I hope that you are enjoying Catalog Kickoff Week. Today is the last day. If you're watching this video, I post the video, I'm going to post it on the 7th. That's the last day for my bonus specials. So every time we have a new catalog, I do a couple of days where you can get some extra goodies from me with your purchase. So head to my website if you're not on my email list, and then you can see what those are. If it's past the 7th, then that's okay. I always have just regular thank you gifts as well. So you can go check those out. I also have, if you purchase the suite, it's the stamps, 2 stamp sets bundles from the suite, but it's not the paper and things. And I don't have the embellishments or the ribbon, but if you purchase this Season of Excellence suite from me, you'll get a free online class. So we'll be making some projects together. I will send you the stuff completely free of charge. There's other ways that you can participate as well. So go watch this or the actual card that uses the suite, but this is the most recent one because look how cute that little bow is. I wanted to make sure you saw that. Then today I am going to be using the Splendid Autumn suite. So this suite is the one that for my card club, I have an online card club. We do it every month. It's a subscription service. So it's the lowest cost thing that I do as far as sending stuff out to you. You get, I'll show you what you get this month, but you get the stuff to make 6 cards. We do 3 designs, 2 of each. I'll show you the first one, and then the other 2 are only for my card club girls. So you just sign up via PayPal subscriptions. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You put whatever form of payment you want into there, and then it auto bills you every month, and then every month you get your packet full of stuff. So this month we are using the Splendid Autumn. When I do card club, we use the paper, ribbon, and embellishments, and then there's a stamp set that you can purchase, or you can use something that you have that's similar. So let's take a look at this month's card club. So this month they are getting a full packet of the faux glass dots, a full spool of the rustic striped ribbon, it's in wild wheat, and then a half a package of the Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. It's 6x6. It looks just like Autumn threw up on a card. It's so pretty. I can't wait to use this piece. So it's a really, really pretty pack of paper. I'm going to use this piece today. So this isn't a card club project, but if you're in card club, you will have almost everything that you need to make it. So you'll want to save this video so you'll be able to do it. The first project that we are making this month in card club is this one. So you can go watch it and you'll learn everything you need to know. You can see it's a fun fold. And a part of the reason I did this fun fold is because if you do it smaller, then it would be great for your Thanksgiving place settings. It would be really pretty, actually. They're nice and sturdy. So if you would just cut it smaller, then it would stay in there. You could write people's names in the little picture frames. And that is made with the Autumn Expressions bundle. I'm going to be using that for this card. When we do card club, like I said, I do paper, ribbon, and embellishments, and then they can add the stamp set on or the bundle if they want, and then I pay shipping and handling and tax. So you just pay catalog price for that. Then some months, which this month I do have an alternate set or a bonus set. It's not really an alternate, a bonus, I guess, because you can get both. This month it is the More Than Autumn. So this is made exactly with card club ingredients, and then the More Than Autumn set. So you can go watch that video too if you've missed that. So let's do today's card. It's going to use the Autumn Expressions bundle and everything that comes in card club. So I have a piece of Pebbled Path cardstock. Here it is, buried. This thing always gets buried. So we have this cat here on the table. Both the cats were on the table and then in my chair. I tried to move them. I have 3, so not all 3 of them were up here, but then I have a piece of copper clay, and I'm going to take the copper clay and I'm going to run it through the folder that's part of the Nest of Winter Suite. So I'll do that. And then I have this piece here that I've cut. So I cut it in half because a 6x6 paper, I like to get 2 cards out of them for card club, especially that way they can make both of them. So I have this piece here. This will go underneath. Isn't that pretty? It's such a pretty piece of paper. So just a little bit of that wood grain is going to show. And then I just wanted a little bit of pop of color. So I am going to use the Festive Glimmer paper which is what I made the bow out of in that card I just showed you. So it comes in red and green. And then I think it must be Granny Apple probably is the other green. It's the one I've mostly used, so it's a little short. You get 2 pieces of each color in this packet. So on the first card I used this one, but I did want to take a second to see what it would look like if we use this piece. Because I think both colors are kind of in it. And see, it looks kind of garish with all of it. I just have a tiny, tiny little strip right there. Nope, I'm going to use the one I used before. I like that one. So here's the deal. I made the bow. So if you go watch the bow video, when I cut the paper out, if you could lift up my sample, it is what was left of the bow. And I had about that much left on the edge where you didn't see anything die cut. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm not going to get a paper trimmer out for this. I can use scissors. So I just want a tiny little strip. This one's actually going to have a tiny bit bigger because I won't be worried about. So I need to go from there to here. I'm not going to be worried about the die cutting into it. There were a couple of places where the die got really close to the edge. But I love being able to use just these little strips of something, and it just really plays with the colors in this paper and really makes that green that's in here pop. So we have that. I love this paper. I love fall because you can put all the colors together. It's kind of like Valentine's when you can put red and purple together. But in fall, you can do the same thing. So see, we're just going to add that and then see how that really pulls that green out of the card. We have that. I'm going to put that through the folder. Then I'm going to take a little piece of wild wheat. I'm going to use my Cajun Craze. And just stamp one of the leaves. This comes in the set. So we just have a little leaf. And then let's take the die that's really the showcase piece of this is downstairs because it's being cut for a card club. So it cuts a frame, and then when it cuts the frame you end up with 2 of these pieces left because it pops the middle out of the frame. So I'm going to use one of these. They're just scraps. You can look at the die or you can go watch here. Let me show you this one because this is exactly where they came from. So when I ran these through, there's a front and the back of the frame. I think one's a little bit bigger than the other, maybe. No, yeah, it is. So the front is bigger than the back. So it doesn't matter which one you use for this card. But then you have 2 pieces that I didn't want to throw those away because they're really pretty. So, but that's where they came from because that folds over on itself. Let's grab one of these. And then I am going to use the stamp. I love the font in this stamp set. This is Grateful for You. Just going to do Cajun Craze onto Cajun Craze. And the fun thing about this is I've just been stamping it on all the cards that I've done. And then I just mount it so the words are straight. So you don't have to worry about getting them straight on there because I kind of like it at an angle. So we have that. I think on my other one I must have used Blackberry because it's sitting here, but this time I used Cajun. So let's take Rink of Stella. And I am just going to kind of go through here. Right over the top of that, and that will give it just a little bit of color, but keep it wild wheat. Then on my other one, when you see the sample in a minute, this piece was shimmered because originally I shimmered my frame. So the shimmered piece I have, and I'll show you shimmered and non-shimmered, and that way you can kind of decide if you're making this what you want to do. And then I'm going to cut that out. So let me do my die cutting and my folder. Okay, we have all of our pieces now. Let's just put this together. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to stick this on here. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus. I want it to go on this side right here. The Seal Plus will just hold the glimmer paper a little bit better. So I just want a little tiny bit to peek out the edge. Super pretty. And then before I glue it to this, I'm going to wrap a piece of my ribbon around. Because I only want it to go around this section. How many times have you decided that you want to add ribbon and you didn't want to do it to the whole card, but you've already glued everything down? We're actually making this at my in-person camp next week as well. And sometimes they do that where they glue stuff down and then they're like, oh, it meant to go here. I don't do instructions or anything for them because, you know, I used to a million years ago. I've been doing camps for as long as my daughter's been living, it seems. So probably 29 years I've been doing camps. Pull this here. But when I used to do instructions, nobody read them anyway. And these days I just don't have the time to write some instructions. But I'm sitting there with them. I did that ribbon way too long. Cut this off. I can probably save those and just take them apart and put them on something else. And then I wanted to have, you know, it's fall. In the fall, everything's falling on the ground and all crunchy. So this is our Pebbled Path twine. I'm just going to take a piece of it. It comes in the current outgoing in colors. And I almost used those. If this hadn't been a card club card, I would have used the embellishments that are in these colors as well, because it looks really pretty with this paper. But I wanted to use just what was coming in Card Club. So I have just taken it apart in the 3 sections. You can do even more. If you want it to be super fuzzy, then you can do each of these again, and it gets a little bit more fuzzy. I'm going to lift this up and then just tie this around here as well. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a fall feel, and then I'll trim that down once I have it on here. So let's grab this back. I don't need Seal Plus for the rest of this. I'm just going to use regular seal. Add this here. Now we can add this whole thing to our Pebbled Path card. I will be so sad when Pebbled Path is gone. I love this color. And this is cut 4 by 5 1/4, so it's a standard 4th size for layering, but I want it to go all the way over here to the edge to kind of help play on the fact that all of this is to that edge. So it makes this be a little bit bigger over here. And grab my sentiment and pop it up. There are a couple of other pieces in this that cut maybe leaves or wheat. But they're all downstairs as well because we have our mass cutting going on for my Try It class. Let's stick that on there. So they didn't make it onto the card. This one wasn't being used because Try It doesn't have any stamping. And then these are woven golden leaves. They're not coming in Card Club. If you're in Card Club, you may want to add them to your next order because it does go really well with this suite. But you're getting a couple on one of the cards. So you'll see them. I'm going to try to grab a small one. There's 2 different sizes. I don't want to cover up any more of this paper than what needs to be covered up. So then for this part, it's going to depend on how your knot, how your words, how the label, how all of that kind of is laying. This I think can go there. I'm going to use my Seal Plus and just get a little bit out. You have to kind of push it to make sure it stays on there. But it holds it well. You can use glue if you want to. Kind of tuck that down under there. And then I can just use regular seal. On my leaf. My other leaves are in a totally different spot because of the way that label went. And tuck those in there. Pull this down just a fraction. There we go. That way I can have those be back there. And then I'm just going to cut these so they're not longer than my card, but I also want them to be 3 different lengths. Because, you know, if they were in nature, they would not be all the same length. I know I have some Seal Plus on my nail. It'll probably be stuck to me in some way, shape, or form the whole rest of the day. And then the embellishments for this, let's pull those out. So on my other one, I've cut them for Try It class. You can see I have random ones that get left. So the other one, I just have all of the Cajun Craze. This one, I'm going to put some of the different colors. So let's do 1, 2. The nice thing about those people that are in my card club is you get embellishments every month. So it encourages you to use them and to be kind of not wasteful, but you don't buy these so they stay in your drawer for 5 years. And 5 years from now, you're like, oh, I still have these. You buy them to use them. And the more you put on a card, the happier the card is. So that makes you happy and it makes whoever gets the card happy. So there it is with some assorted colors of the embellishment. And then this is just a plain tag. I did take, I think on my other one, I added some shimmer to the background too. I'm not going to on this one, just so you can kind of see the difference. If you don't, yeah, I added some shimmer, just a little stripe of it. And then you can see that tag is shimmered. I don't know. I used Cajun Craze. I don't know why I left a Blackberry Bliss pad here. So there's not a huge difference between adding the shimmer and not. More of the difference, I think, on this card is because this particular piece of paper goes like this. And so this one has a little bit more of the purple. Super fun, super fallish. You have till September 10th to join my card club, or if you're in card club, you have till the 10th to add either this Autumn Expression set or the More Than Autumn set. If you have any questions, let me know, and everybody have a great weekend. Bye.